Ayatollah Khamenei had the final say on everything in Iran, the most powerful figure in the country, who saw himself as God's representative on earth. He came to power in 1989 after the death of Ayatollah Khomeini, who'd founded the Islamic Republic 10 years earlier, becoming political and religious leader for life. Ali Khamenei is said to have been his preferred choice of successor, and he continued its antagonism towards the West. He'd grown up in the holy city of Mashhad and became a cleric at a young age, but not one of huge consequence. And as supreme leader, he had to build his power base. He did so by aligning himself with Iran's hardline military force, the Revolutionary Guard. In 1997, when a moderate cleric, Mohammad Khatami, was elected president, Ayatollah Khamenei overruled his attempts to reform the system. It was he, not the president, who would decide the nation's fate. In 2009 came the first major challenge to his regime. Mass protests in response to a presidential election that many Iranians felt was stolen by the system in favour of a conservative candidate. The regime responded with deadly force, crushing the demonstrations, provoking international alarm. Then came an even bigger threat to the Islamic Republic, an uprising led by women, challenging one of the pillars of the regime, the compulsory hijab. It was sparked by the death of a young woman in custody, and again the response was a brutal crackdown. Ayatollah Khamenei blamed the unrest, as he always did, on outsiders, Iran's old enemies, the US, and of course Israel. But he was becoming increasingly unpopular. Economic protests, which broke out in December 2025, quickly spiraled into nationwide fury at decades of repression by the regime, headed by him. They chanted "Death to the dictator," referring to Ayatollah Khamenei. With thousands killed in the uprising, hatred of him only grew. One hugely unpopular policy of his rule was Iran's sponsorship of a network of proxy forces, chief of them Hezbollah in Lebanon, meant to act as a deterrent to any Israeli attack. But what Iran called the axis of resistance was dramatically weakened in the wake of the 2023 Hamas attack on Israel, leaving Iran critically exposed. For the outside world, Iran's nuclear program was a constant concern that prompted crisis after crisis. In 2015, Ayatollah Khamenei had authorized a deal that would curb the regime's nuclear activities in return for the lifting of sanctions.
In the years since the deal was signed, Iran's aggression